Perimeter. How do I find perimeter? What is perimeter? Perimeter is the measurement of the outside of an object. You need to understand this term in order to be able to find a perimeter of an object. Measuring. How do I measure for perimeter? I need to measure the outside of this rectangle. I will use a ruler because of the size of the rectangle. How do I decide where to start my measurements to find perimeter? Turn and talk to your partner to discuss this, or you can write your answer in your math notebook. You already have your math notebook on your desk. You have 1 minute, go. Time is up. Share with me some of your ideas. Measuring. Let's explore. We can measure starting on the bottom left of our object. The ruler is at 0, set on the left-hand bottom side of our rectangle, and it measures 8 inches. We can also measure starting on the right. The ruler is on the right-hand side, measuring the height or the width of this rectangle. It's set at 0, and it measures 2 inches. You can measure from any of these sides on the rectangle as long as you start from the edge at 0. How to write a perimeter equation. Once I have measured all of my sides, I need to write an equation using the measurement for every side. Why do I not have to measure all 4 sides of a rectangle to write my equation? That's right, because in a rectangle, the sides are parallel and they're equal. So when I measure one length of 8 inches, the other side that's parallel to it will also be 8 inches. When I measure the width or the height on this rectangle, it's 2 inches. So since the other side is parallel and it's a rectangle, it's the same size, it will also be 2 inches. So I don't have to spend time measuring all 4 sides. So my equation here would be the measurement for each of the 4 sides, since there are 4 sides on a rectangle. 8 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 equals, then we have to solve for our answer. How do I solve this addition equation using place value? 8 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 equals. Turn and talk to your partner about how to solve this using place value. Solve this in your math notebook. You have 5 minutes. Go. Let's share your answers and how you found them using place value. How do we solve 8 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2? We have to solve for place value, so in step 1, add your first 2 numbers together. Step 2, you will add your second 2 numbers together. Step 3, you will break the numbers down into ones and tens. Step 4, add your ones together. Step 5, add your tens together. Step 6, add your answers. So let's look at this equation, 8 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 equals. On step 1, we'll add our first 2 numbers together. 8 plus 8 equals 16. So write that down in your notebook. Step 2, write down 2 plus 2 equals 4, because these are our second two numbers and we need to add them together. Step 3, we're going to break our numbers down into ones and tens. So the only ones that we can break into ones and tens are from step 1, the number 16. That was our answer for 8 plus 8. So 16 broken down into place value equals 10 plus 6. Write this down in your notebook. We have 1 10 and 6 ones. Step 4, we want to add all of our ones together. So then we add the ones column of 4 from our step 2 of 2 plus 2. And then the 6 from our 10 plus 6 that we broke down the number 16 in step 3. So write in your notebook 4 plus 6 equals, and we add it together and it makes 10. So you should write 4 plus 6 equals 10. This makes 110, so we no longer have any ones. Step 5, add the tens column together. So we have the 10 from step 4 and we have the 10 from step 3 where we broke down the number 16. So we have 10 plus 10 now. So write down 10 plus 10 for step 5. Step 6, there were no other ones to add the total tens column. So we have 10 plus 10 equals 20 inches because we want to label it according to our measurements. So since we measured with a ruler in inches, we need to make sure and label the word inches after the number 20. So make sure you write 10 plus 10 equals 20 inches. So how did we solve this equation with step value? We broke it down into the steps with ones and tens and added them together. So our equation of 8 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 equals 20 inches.